Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajigs Racing Channel. We are here with the Ultimate Racing League's Academy AM with the Croc Cup. It's round 5, ladies and gentlemen, and we are at Catalunya. We're in Spain, where it's nice and sunny and warm for the little Group 4 Porsche Caymans. And we have a mix of juniors and beginners, I suppose. People are just getting themselves into simulated racing. People who are just dabbing a toe into the depths of online league racing, and they are all welcome. We have had an absolutely superb 4 rounds before this one. I would not hesitate to tell you to go watch those. They have been, and not just because I get views or anything. I honestly do think these juniors have been kicking up some beautiful racing. I've got to say, the future looks bright, is all I can say for the pro sim racing world. The championship table, then, we have one, and it is tight. The Saint is at the top on 118 points. This is after St. Croix, the four rounds we've had before. Carlsberg is second on 116 points, just 2 points behind. Ginger is third on 112 points, 4 points behind the lead of the championship, and only 2 points behind second. That is tidy. Black Star, who has absolutely he's only done 2 rounds so far, and he has plundered both of those. And Black Star then fourth on 81 points, ahead of Waitsy in fifth on 76 points. Then we have Bubblegum in sixth on 70 points. We have Krell in 7th on 69 points. Ninja, is in 8th on 64 points. Then we have Frank the Racer in 9th on 51 points. Then we have Fuzzy in 10th on 49 points. We have Steel in 11th on... Oh, God, what's going on? Sorry, I'm reading it off of the messenger, and it's trying to... I don't know what it's trying to do. It's gone all wacky. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Where was it? Oh, no. I've gone back to the chat, you see, and I had to go quite far up to find it. Or I'm building more... oh, no. See, I knew I should have taken a screenshot of it, because that's what I usually do, but I just thought, oh, it's there. I'll just use that. Yeah, I have got to go quite far up still. How did it kick me that far down? That one's got Barcelona on it. Give me 2 secs. Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be with you anytime soon. Oh, I should have screenshot it. What was I thinking? Right, okay. I've got it back up. So where was I? Fazzy 10th on 49. We've got Steel in 11th on 29 points. Then under Steel, we have... Oh, it's gone. Give me a second. I don't know why. There we go. Sorry, I've got it. Right, under Steel, we've got 12th. We've got Taff on 24 points. Hawkeye in 13th on 19 points. We've got JC in 14th on 9 points. And there's another Frank at the bottom there on 0 points. But I'm guessing that's the Frank the Racer. But still, sorry, mate, about that. I'll take a screenshot of it next time so I can zoom in and not lose it and go out to chat. So, yeah, the table's looking absolutely fantastic. And they have qualified before these 2 25-minute races on the soft tyre. I'm a couple of weeks behind them, guys. They've probably lost interest now and moved on to a new season of Fortnite or something. But we will persevere. So let's have a look at the grid after the qualifying. And Black Star continues his dominance, ladies and gentlemen. Black Star on pole position. And he really has hit the ground running in this league. In second place, we have Ginger in the Rexy. Absolutely slapping in qualifying. Fantastic stuff from the Ginger. In third, we have the Krell. I'm sure he turns up in a different livery every week, and I am here for it. That is absolutely delicious. Fantastic stuff going on there for Krell. A lovely livery indeed. So Krell, third on the grid. Then in fourth, we have the Saint. Looking absolutely tidy. Very neat, that livery. So Krell, the Saint, sorry, in fourth. Fifth, we have the Berg, Carlsberg. As quick as the Nesquik bunny, some would say. And he'll be starting from fifth place. Fazzy, ladies and gentlemen, Fazzy returns and slaps it in sixth. Absolutely top notch there from the Fazmeister. In seventh, we have Bubblegum. Bubblegum showing some proper form this season. Very impressive stuff. Him and the Krell are youngsters, and they've done very well this season so far. Waitsy only just beginning. He's had said himself he's just dabbing his toe in, and he's had some solid race. That is lovely, isn't it? That is a lovely livery there. So that's Waitsy in eighth place. Ninth place, we have Tidders. I recognise that car, and I recognise the name. So Tidders, back again. Superb stuff. Then in 10th, we have Frank. I'm sure he adds something extra to the green car every time I see it. It's got a red line now. I'm sure it didn't have a red line last time. But just a small addition to Frank, and it's looking fantastic. And then in 11th, we have the Steel, ladies and gentlemen. And St. Croix was a tough race for Steel last round, but I think they did extremely well under the circumstances, having all them cars whipping around. So that's our grid. We've got 25 minutes of racing straight from the start to flag. This is all about staying on the track and racing against your competitor. And we'll see how they get on. It's a rolling start then, ladies and gentlemen, as we build up for a 25-minute race here at Catalunya. We'll go. And Black Star, last time at St. Croix, just was barely touchable. Absolutely landed in the first race. And Ginger now trying to be a force, trying to put some pressure on the Black Star, as Krell there in third, keeping an eye on the Saint, looking for a late break, but everyone quite neat and tidy into the first section. Ginger is going for the lead. Ginger pulls forward, but he's lost a bit of track there, and Black Star trying to get back underneath, and but Ginger struggling to get back on the track there, and Black Star retakes the lead as Krell goes for a move up the inside of Ginger, and he completes it. But Ginger coming back. Ginger is coming back at him, and Krell though holds his ground, and Krell goes out a little wide there, giving the Saint a little opportunity. And the Saint having a sniff and a whiff at some clean air up the inside of these battling Caymans at the moment. But Ginger back ahead. And this is beautiful for Black Star. It couldn't work out any better for him. This is an easy ticket. Whilst these are battling away and losing time over the battle, the Black Star can just move away from the situation. Carlsberg there in 5th place, Fazzy in 6th, having a sniff, Bubblegum in 7th, then we've got Tidders in 8th, ahead of Waitsy in 9th, Frank in 10th, and the Steel in 11th. Black Star pulls away, and now we've got Krell ahead of the Ginger, and the Saint there looking for an opportunity. and so is the Berg. The Berg looking very racy, back in 5th place as the race is still bunched up. Krell's gone a little wide there. Krell's gone a little wide. He's going to lose a handful of positions down that straight. It's the worst place out of the final corner, right onto the start straight. You need to take the momentum off of that final corner up it, and look at Krell dropping from what, virtually 3rd all the way, 2nd actually. He was 2nd down to 6th, and he has to do a bit of defending against the bubble gum. Oh, that's the Saint then up against Carlsberg, and Ginger lost a bit of ground in all of that, and Blackstar's just oozing away. He is absolutely flying high with the Saint in 2nd. Carlsberg and Ginger battling it out now for 4th and 3rd. They're doing the podium battle as Fazzy is influencing himself into this battle as well. The Krell in 6th. There's a lot of cars. Oh, the Krell come in hot and heavy then, and he was hitting like a wrecking ball. He's totally lifted off to redress the situation, but the Saint now pulling away with Carlsberg. Fazzy is in there, the Marmite car getting through, and Ginger losing a lot of ground and a lot of places. Well, 2 at least. Tidders in 7th, the Krell in 8th, now racing down in 8th place. It's got worse and worse for our boy Krell, but have faith, he is a strong sim racer. He'll make his way back. Waitsy staying out of trouble there in 9th, just keeping an eye on the things, the young'uns, seeing how they get on. Frank's lost a lot of ground in 10th, as has Steele in 11th. Blackstar pulling away, but the Saint isn't letting him get away too far. On chase now for the Saint. Carlsberg in 3rd, Fazzy is in 4th with Tidders chasing him down in 5th place. The Krell up to 6th now, making positions. Bubblegum who's been a naughty boy, he's got to go and sit on the 6th the step, with Ginger now in 8th, but trying to fight his way back up through the pack. And beautiful stuff going on out there as Ginger then moves himself up into 7th. Bubblegum coming down into that first corner, and it's all tidy stuff going on here. Krell in 6th, trying to keep his head and make his way back through the crowd. Tidders all up and in Fazzy's business. Fazzy under a lot of pressure right now from the Tidders. Tidders absolutely slinging Porsche today, and he's gone for a move up the inside, and they got very close and close there, but Tidders makes his way. Carlsberg in 3rd, chasing down the Saint, who's chasing down Blackstar, who is easily leading this race. For the 2nd round in a row, ladies and gentlemen, they started stumbling over each other in 2nd and 3rd, and gave Blackstar the best getaway he could ask for. Beautiful stuff. Now they're all chasing him, and he can just keep it simple, drive neat and tidy with no pressure, whereas these guys are pushing a little bit more to try and catch him up. And we got Krell and Fazzy now in a bit locked in a battle here, as Krell tries to make his way back up through the pack, and Krell's been a naughty boy and has found himself with a half a second penalty. That'll be helpful for Fazzy. And Fazzy then will be wanting to close back up to Tidders. He was right on Tidders' tail earlier on, but Tidders getting a good lap that time around, and managing to pull away slightly. A 50.3 from Tidders. Fazzy with a 51.2, and Krell a 50.6. Ginger, we know, is out of position, qualified quite high, had a bit of a, I don't know if he was the one that got hit. I can't even remember who went in. It was Krell, wasn't it, that went in quite hard. I think he hit the side of someone, and then backed right out of it, obviously, to redress the situation. And I'm not sure, but Ginger didn't drop behind him straight away, you see, but Ginger's just slowly been slipping back. But now Ginger is finding a bit of pace out there, so beware the top 6. Ginger is the Rexy is just about to start gobbling you all up. Krell then carrying that penalty. Fazzy in 5th. Tidders is in a bit of trouble. He started pulling away from Fazzy, but Fazzy now has closed back up to the Tidders, And now Tidders has got to be very wary. The top three don't seem to be doing well. It does look like the Berg has closed in a little bit more on the Saint, and the gap to Black Star, it's well, he keeps reeling off those fastest laps, so they're not going to close in on him all the time. He's smashing the lap times. So like nearly half a second the Saint losing on Black Star that last time around, and the Berg a similar time to the Saint. Tidders has pulled away a little bit now from Fazzy, and I think Krell's paid that penalty. It's put him right into Ginger's area. Ginger now looking to move up. These two were fighting, wasn't it? These two that were fighting for second and third at the beginning, and now fighting for 6, 7. Fazzy in fifth with Tidders there in fourth. Carlsberg in third with the Saints in second, and Black Star leads. And the big race at the moment, I think, is Krell and Ginger. Bubblegum a 51.3 last time around. He's got Wasey chasing him with a 51.9. Wasey keeping him in sights, which is really good. And because we saw Bubblegum earlier in this season, he's a racer, he proper is. Quite good, and he's just getting into the zone at the moment as Ginger tries to find a way past Krell, and they can still see Fazzy there, who is hunting down the Tidders. Tidders has closed in a little bit on the Berg there. Carlsberg dropping back. This battle is not done at all. Black Star keeping it smooth and very consistent. Oh, he's been a naughty boy, and that is going to help the Saint close that gap a little bit, as Black Star has to pay a penalty. Fazzy going for a move on Tidders now. Fazzy closing right in on the beautiful Gulf coloured Porsche there. It is really nice. Ginger there has been a naughty boy as well. He has got past the Krell, but the Krell won't need to sweat it, because Ginger is going to pick up a penalty, and that'll drop him back behind the Krell, you would assume. Fazzy then has been a bane in Tidders' life so far in this race. Can he do something as we come down to the braking zone? No, Fazzy and Tidders, the order stays the same. Ginger in 6th, Krell 7th. Ginger with that penalty. I'm not quite sure where the penalty zone is around here. Bubblegum also has been a naughty boy. Is that going to help the Waitsy? Oh no, Waitsy had a tough lap last time around, and Frank did really well last round. He was slicing through the pack, but here at Catalunya, he's having quite a quiet first race, and Steele, lovely and consistent times from Steele there. That's what you want to see. And you build on the speed later, just keep going consistent. That was a tough lap, but nice and consistency is the key, and the speed comes with that. Half a second penalty then as he pays it off, and the Saint tries to close in, but nothing doing so far. Carlsberg in 3rd place with Tidders in 4th. It's very tight down here. Let's get on board with Fazzy. Oh, there's a move here. Krell, oh, that'll be Ginger, slowed down by his penalty, and Krell catching him up, getting that position back, and Krell back up into 6th. They're not too far behind this battle here as well, with Tidders and Fazzy, and I would add Carlsberg in that. They are closing in on Carlsberg. 50.4 for Carlsberg last time out, and they're keeping pace with him. A 50.1 for Carlsberg. Tidders managing a 50.1 also, and Fazzy 49.9. So Fazzy looking very racy. The Krell taking the fastest lap that time round, in 6th with a 49.9 also, and Ginger with a 51.8. That'll be the penalty he had to pay. Bubblegum also paying a penalty that last lap around, sitting in 8th place with Waitsy in 9th. Frank closing in now. I think with Waitsy and Bubblegum dropping off the pace a little bit in 8th and 9th, it's giving Frank a bit of an opportunity to get back into the situation. 10th place for the Frank, and Steele in 11th. Still finding their feet, finding their way around. And I love the fact they don't get disheartened. They just keep on going. You can't see any cars ahead of him, but he's keeping on, which I like. Black Star. Some grown-ups get all upset and leave. And Steele sticking with the program. He knows it'll come. It'll get better. Black Star. Another strong first race from Black Star, but remember, I believe it's a reverse grid for the next race, with a tougher job getting through the crowd. But Black Star absolutely slinging at the moment. The Saint hunting him down, but the Berg closing right in on the Saint there. 51.4 from the Saint last time around, and this time he's managed 51.4 this time around, sorry. Losing a bit of time there, and Carlsberg closing in. Big championship battle going on here between the Saint and Carlsberg. Tidders in 4th with Fazzy in 5th. Very close racing we've had today. Krell has been a naughty boy. He's in 6th place with Ginger hunting him down. And Ginger could close back in on the Krell here. This battle for 6 and 7 is not over yet. Bubblegum in 8th place, but Waitsy has slipped back a little bit. And now Waitsy could be in trouble from Frank. But Frank's been a naughty boy also, and will have to pay a penalty. That might be a bit of a saviour for our boy Waitsy at the moment. Sitting in 9th place, Steele in 11th. Black Star leads. And he's taken that fastest lap back again, staying in the 49.9s, just about. Saint then in trouble with the Berg closing in, and Tidders as well. Oh, look at a little sideways action from most of those Caymans coming through that corner there. I am here for it. It is beautiful. And Tidders then looking racy also. Fazzy has been a naughty boy, and that's going to bring Ginger into the action, who's got himself ahead of the Krell after Krell having to pay the penalty that he had. And Bubblegum he's a little bit way off of these guys. I don't think I don't think he's into the track as much. We see Bubblegum a lot higher in the stakes in the pack, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a surprise seeing Bubblegum struggling today here at Catalunya. I don't think it's his track. I don't think he likes it for some reason. His times are lovely and consistent. It's just about a second off of the pace. And Waitsy he's building back up again. He dropped off a little, but that pace is picking up. And he's got Frank chasing him down. Frank having a penalty that last time around. And Steele in 11th. And he wants to keep those 2-minute laps. He's dropped into the 06s, 05s of late. And it is tough when you can't see the cars anymore to keep pace with them. Black Star leads this race easily with the Saint. Tidders has got himself past the Berg, and now the Berg is in trouble from Fazzy. But Fazzy's got a penalty. Fazzy's going for a move around the outside of the Berg, but Carlsberg keeps it together, keeps it neat and tidy. And now Fazzy having another look. And it's some tight racing out there at the moment. Carlsberg's got a big wiggle on. Oh, and Carlsberg off the road. And Fazzy gets ahead, but I thought he'd be ahead a bit more than that. So the Berg not losing too much time off of that off. But Tidders now up into 3rd, and Tidders starting to go on the attack of the Saint here. And the Saint did lose a bit of time the lap before. But other than that, his times have been absolutely solid. And Black Star coming up towards Steele now. The Saint then in second, Tidders up to third, Carlsberg down to fourth, Fazzy, oh no, so Fazzy has let Carlsberg back through, or Carlsberg has retaken Fazzy. Didn't quite have a good angle of what happened to Carlsberg there. I know he was racing Fazzy. I didn't think there was any contact. I thought Carlsberg had made a mistake and had a little wiggle on into the braking zone and went a little wide, but who knows. But Fazzy is I don't know if Fazzy lifted, because he should have been gone, but he was still there when Carlsberg came back on the road. So maybe Fazzy felt that there was a touch or something that put Carlsberg off the road. Only those guys would know. But Ginger back in action here, and Krell not far behind as well. We've got a bit of a battle on here, ladies and gentlemen, with the Berg, Fazzy, Ginger, and possibly, what's going on up here? They've come across the Saint and Tidders still close together. I think they're coming across the steel at the moment, or they may already have got past the steel. Black Star leads the way with the Saint in second, Tidders in third, Berg in fourth, and then we've got Fazzy in fifth ahead of Ginger, who's closing in fast and has the fastest lap of the race so far. Krell in seventh. Krell's been a very, very naughty boy, and that might bring Bubblegum into it, but Bubblegum is a little bit... now Bubblegum's found the pace, ladies and gentlemen. He's starting to find where the time is in the track. Beware for the next race, a 50.3 from Bubblegum that last time around. Waitsy is in trouble now from the Frank closing in on Waitsy as Steele gets out of the way. I'm telling you, man, I am impressed by Steele's maturity in the race. Black Star has been a naughty boy. He's picked up a half-a-second penalty, but the Saints got his hands full with another problem. Podium issues, ladies and gentlemen. Tidders wanting to get that second place from him is causing him a little bit of anxiety as we speak. Black Star leaning into that lead. Carlsberg trying to get away from the Fazzy. Now the Fazzy's got his hands full with Ginger. Ginger bringing the noise, ladies and gents. The Rexy is roaring. It is roaring loud. And as it turns out, the Rexy is an absolute lover of Marmite. And he's going to be going all out to try and get that fifth place. Krell following him through, still carrying that 1 second penalty. But I think he's safe at the moment from Bubblegum, who lost a bit of time that last time around, pushing, trying to find the time here at Spain. And these two battling out, Frank and Waitsy, going toe-to-toe. And Frank gets up ahead of Waitsy. Waitsy then, I'm sure, will just sit behind Frank for a bit, just find some pace. And I say find some pace. He was fast earlier on. He's just dropped off the pace a little bit as the race has gone on. And Steele in 11th. Black Star in first. Goes across the line. We are 20 minutes in. Only 5 more minutes to go. And my word, there is still a lot of racing to be done here as Tidders goes fastest of everyone so far. The toe off of the Saint, I'm sure, is helping him out a load there as he tries to close in on that second place. But the Saint driving like a legend at the moment, taking the pressure in his stride. And the Tidders there gets a good drive out the corner, but still cannot get the drive, the pace to get past the Saint. And now he's going for a look up the inside as the Saint stays very cool, calm and collected out there. Tidders goes for a late break there, side by side. And the Saint on the outside, Tidders on the inside. Is it enough for the Tidders to get through? He's saying he's in second, but the Saint there going into the corner first. And the Saint still holding on, but Tidders now gets the corner. And it's Tidders up to second. Now the Saint's in trouble from the Berg. The Berg looking strong. He's just taken the fastest lap. And now the racing in the last 5 minutes of this race, ladies and gentlemen, has come to life. Tidders up to second place. The Saint cannot believe it. He has been absolutely cool as a cucumber all through the race and nearly thought he'd lost his car there, the Berg, with Ginger in 5th and Fazzy in 6th place. Unfortunate for Fazzy. Krell in 7th, and Krell now getting purple sectors as he comes to join the parade of racers here from 2nd all the way down to 7th place. Tidders, absolutely solid move when he needed to make the move. The Saint has pulled him back away from the Berg. The Berg looking very threatening to the podium positions there. And now he is finding a handful of Ginger behind him with Fazzy in 6th. So Ginger did get past the Fazzy there, and we missed it, I'm afraid. And the Berg being all up in the Saints. But we got the Tidders making his move on our boy the Saint there as they break down into the first corner. And Carlsberg looking strong earlier part of the lap. It seems that the Berg's got it absolutely dialed in. Ginger in 5th with Fazzy in 6th, and the Krell we saw getting some purple sectors. He didn't quite get the fastest lap by a 10th, but he is definitely finding some good pace out there. Bubblegum all by themselves in 8th place, and more looking forward to the next race possibly. He'll be starting quite high up. Frank getting himself past the weight seat and pulling away in 9th weight seat. He's into the 52s again, you see, so he's got to find that pace. And Steele, his last couple of laps, not really back on 203s, you see. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, those slow laps was letting the rest of the pack through. And yeah, I'm impressed with Steele. He sticks with it. He's learning as he goes, and he does consistent enough lap times. So Black Star out there in the lead with Tidders in 2nd. We've got the Saint in 3rd, but the Berg back on the attack. Back on the attack with only 1 minute showing. They'll be doing another lap, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll cross the line to get another lap in here, but it will be the final lap. Black Star starting his final lap of the race with Tidders in 2nd, the Saint in 3rd, under pressure from the Berg, but the Berg only has this lap to do it now, if he's going to do it. And Ginger under threat from Fazzy. Fazzy's coming through, I'm sure he is. Fazzy getting a great drive off the final corner, a beautiful toe, and makes his way up and into 5th place. And Ginger will not be liking that for the championship and for this race. Krell in 7th sees Ginger again and says, my old friend, we are back to racing. And Bubblegum in 8th place with the Frank in 9th, Watesy in 10th, and Steele in 11th. We're on the final lap though. Oh, maybe not for Steele. Oh, Watesy does get across the line before the timer runs out. But Steele, yeah, this will be his final lap, I'm pretty sure, as Black Star leads. Tidders looks safe in 2nd. The Saint and Carlsberg, it's not over. It's not over for the podium yet, as Carlsberg goes for a move for the podium, but the Saint still holds on, and the Saint is still holding on there as we see. Oh, hang on. Steele crossed the line to complete the race. Well done. Oh, he hasn't quite got to the... Oh, yeah, he did get to the line. So Steele then. And so Black Star leads. There's movement. Fazzy's moved up. We've got to go back. We've got to go back. Fazzy has jumped right up into the lead. So we saw the Saint and Carlsberg fighting it out. Then Fazzy goes late breaking it, very late breaking it. Oh, the Saint had gone very wide as well. Unbelievable. That was crazy stuff. So Fazzy up into 3rd, Carlsberg in 4th, Ginger 5th, Krell. The Saint losing out altogether there. I'm not quite, it just looked like he went very wide. Tidders, here comes Black Star to take the win. Beautiful stuff from Black Star. Great drive. Tidders, fantastic drive there to get come through the pack to get 2nd place with Fazzy in 3rd. A great podium with Carlsberg 4th, Krell in 5th, ahead of Ginger in 6th. The Saint losing out the most there in 7th. Unfortunate for the Saint. And Bubblegum then brings it home in 8th place with Frank in 9th. He's pulled away from the Watesy. And Frank then coming up to give it a big slide over the line in 9th. And Waitsy coming home in 10th. And Waitsy to a final lap of laps. 55 from Waitsy. So, let me pause that. Black Star again with that first, but he's got to make his way through the crowd in the next race and might not be so easy for him. So Black Star, another winning first race there from our Pro Sim racer. Tidders, solid job up and into second place. Great racing in the pack. Fazzy in 3rd. Carlsberg missing out there on the podium in 4th. Krell making his way up right at the end there, ahead of Ginger and the Saint. So Krell gaining positions. Ginger dropping down into 6th with the Saint. That was the biggest shocker there. He just seemed to go wide. I didn't see contact, but it was just quick. So there may have been contact, but the Saint losing out altogether down in 7th with Bubblegum in 8th. Frank in 9th. Waitsy in 10th. And Steele in 11th. So that was the practice race, ladies. That was and gents. That was the first race. So now they're all feeling a little bit more confident in their lap times. Let's move on to the second race of the event. And see how they get on. As it loads up, let's hope all the liveries, because I haven't deleted my cookies today. Ooh, that one. That, and then that's everything. So here we go. We got Waitsy starting from 1st. So I don't know if Steele. Sometimes they try and race these races earlier, so the young'uns can take part. But it looks like this one may have run on a bit, because it looks like, oh well, Bubblegum's here, and but I can't see Krell. Sorry guys, Tidders, Fazzy, Carlsberg, Ginger, the Saint, Bubblegum. So yeah, it looks like a couple of the juniors have had to go, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I think they was trying to start racing this a bit earlier so they could carry on. But obviously there's been reasons they've had to not take part in the second race. But Waitsy then is on pole. It's a reverse grid. So Frank in 2nd, Bubblegum in 3rd. Now Bubblegum did find a bit of pace in there somewhere, so hopefully he can hit the ground running in this race and stay ahead of the competition. Bless me. The Saint in 4th. He'll be wanting to make amends for that first race. He should have had an easy podium there and ended up down in 7th place. Ginger in 5th with Carlsberg. Them two having an absolute blinding battle. And then Fazzy getting that podium in 7th. Tidders getting 2nd place. A great drive from Tidders there. What can he do from the back? And Black Star starting at the rear derriere. No Steele and no Krell that I could notice. I'm not sure if I'm missing someone else. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Waitsy leads them away with Frank chasing him down. And Frank got the overtake done on Waitsy in that first race. And he'll be looking to try and get that done early doors as they come down to the break-in of the first corner. And Waitsy, absolutely solid job there in the lead and keeps the boys behind as Bubblegum goes for a move on the Frank. But Frank holds him off, and now Bubblegum looking a little bit there from Ginger and the Saint. Ginger making a move up the inside of the Saint, and Carlsberg as well is in the mix, but the Saint still holds them off as they look like there's a bit of contact there. Fazzy and Tidders getting very close and personal out there with Carlsberg in 8th and Blackstar in 9th. Razorback in the chat saying good day, thingy. Well, hello, Razorback. I hope you are doing well, sir. Frank then in second with Bubblegum in third. Oh, Bubblegum got a wheel on the mud. He's somehow kept it together, though, and he's being swamped, though, by the pack. And brilliant stuff. I thought Bubblegum nearly lost the car altogether, but he just kept control, and that is impressive stuff. As Wasey still leads from the Frank, Saint in third with Ginger in fourth. We've got Bubblegum in fifth with Fazzy and Tidders battling it out there for 6 and 7, and then Black Star in 9. No, there's Carlsberg, sorry, in 7. Fazzy's in 5th. Ooh, Fazzy taking a beating from Tidders there, as Black Star has made his way up to 7th now, ahead of the Berg and the Ginger. Oh no, Ginger's had a moment or an issue and has ended up down there in 9th place. Wasey still leads this race. Come on, Wasey. All the way, sir. All the way. Wasey taking this one as far as he can into this race with Frank chasing him down. Frank in the tow. Frank looking for a late break here. Wasey defending on the inside. Beautiful car placement there from the Wasey, making life very difficult for Frank. Frank swinging from one side to another to try and find the overtake, the space he needs, and Wasey's keeping his car absolutely defensive, middle of the road. You, sir, are not finding a way past. I am the gatekeeper, and your name's not down. You're not coming in. Wasey, solid defensive job there from the Frank, and the Frank being left frustrated, and he's looking again. Oh, and he got caught out with the brake in there. Give Wasey a little tap, and Frank then, or was that an Alonso move? An Alonso style break in there from the Wasey to catch the Frank out. Who will know? But Frank then giving him a little tap, and the Tidders up to 3rd already, but he's got himself a penalty. And Bubblegum there in 4th after we saw he had a big moment, big moment for Bubblegum, and he's pulled it all together. And Frank now looking to make the move on Wasey, and Frank, oh, Wasey's picked up a penalty, unfortunately, so that's gonna, oh, and now Tidders getting a move done on the Frank, and Tidders up and into 2nd. Fazzy has followed him through with Bubblegum, and Frank's lost out altogether there. And that takes some of the pressure off of Wasey out there in the lead, as Fazzy goes for the 2nd place away from Tidders. And Fazzy now is up and into 2nd place as Wasey tries to pull away and do a Black Star. Try and pull away from the crowd and get that penalty paid, lad, and stay in the lead. That's the way to go. Fazzy and Tidders hard at this racing, Larky. They are giving it some big kahunas. Bubblegum in 4th spot, looking for a position there. Bubblegum always looking to make the attack as Tidders back into 2nd place. Fazzy giving him what for in 3rd, and Bubblegum there in 4th. We've got the Saint coming through the pack in 5th with Black Star following him through in 6th. Bergs in 7th, side by side with the Frank. Unfortunate for the Frank there, down in 7th, or down in 8th, because him and Berg are side by side. And Ginger has closed back in on the pack, which is a good thing. A good thing. Wasey leads still. He's paid his penalty. He's ahead of the Tidders. Come on, Wasey. Lap 3. Still in the lead. Let's go. And Tidders in 2nd. Fazzy 3rd. Bubblegum is in 4th. And we are having some strong racing out there. Black Star making his way through. He's up to 5th, ahead of the Saint now, who's down in the 6th place. Carlsberg in 7th. Frank in 8th, but he's been a naughty boy, and Ginger has as well. So these two will pay their penalties and lose nothing. Oh, well, Ginger didn't. Ginger. There must have been more of a penalty on the Frank than there was the Ginger. Tidders is in the lead. Oh no, Tidders is in the lead. Wasey's dropped down to 3rd as Fazzy goes through as well. Sorry, it must have been me celebrating your lead, Wasey, I apologise. Bubblegum there in 4th, but Black Star is looking to make a move on the Panda, the angry Panda, staring back at Black Star. This is what he sees. Is that not intimidating, sir? That Panda will mess you up, sir. So Black Star then getting a lovely tow up the straight in his Porsche. Bubblegum doing a bit of defending, and Blackstar says, doesn't matter how much defending you do, I'm going up the inside, I've made that decision, and he makes the move. Absolutely sweet racing from the pair of them. Saint, though, right up his jacksie, as so is the Berg. It's tight racing out here, ladies and gentlemen. Waitsy there holding on to that third place as Tidders looks for the win. And Fazzy in second place, chasing them down as Waitsy holds on to third, but Blackstar has arrived and is looking to get that podium away. The Saint in fifth, Bubblegum in sixth. We've got the Berg in seventh, Ginger making his way through in eighth, and Frank in ninth, and he's been a naughty boy again. On board then with the Berg as we look at the Angry Panda and see all of the cars in our range. It is doable still. The win is still on here. And Waitsy holding off Blackstar, keeping that podium hope alive. We're 7 minutes into the 25-minute race, and Carlsberg looking to try and get a move done. Oh no! Waitsy there, we saw going slightly wide through the final corners, and he's off, sir. And that is a real shame as he lets Frank through, and Waitsy then returns to track. Tidders still leads with Fazzy in second, and yeah, with that off, he nearly took Blackstar with him. Saint in fourth, only by accident. Bubblegum is fifth, but he's got the Berg and Ginger all up and in his rear derriere. Carlsberg looking to get the move done on the Panda now as they come through the long right-hand corner. And Carlsberg having a sniff of the air up the inside of Bubblegum. And Bubblegum keeps it together there as the Saint there in fourth, chasing down Blackstar. Blackstar on a mission as Fazzy and Tidders are further down the road. Fazzy's the fastest man on the track. 8.5 minutes into a 25-minute race, and it's been a humdinger of races. Tidders at the moment leads the way ahead of Fazzy. Fazzy's the fastest on track. Blackstar, who won the first race, has come through the pack, is up and into third, but there is a bit of a gap between himself and the two leaders. Saint in fourth, wanted to make up for missing out on a podium in the race before. Then we've got Bubblegum doing a solid job keeping the Berg and Ginger behind. It is a great race so far as Carlsberg again has another look up the inside of Bubblegum. And Carlsberg, remember, I think Carlsberg, the Saint and Ginger all fighting it out very close at the top of the table, and points are everything. Points are king here as here we see Carlsberg coming alongside Bubblegum, but Bubblegum will be getting a bit of a tow, I imagine, off the Saint, but no, Carlsberg gets the move done. They're side by side in the braking zone, and Carlsberg, can he complete? Under braking, it seems he's just about done it, and Bubblegum there going a little wide and giving up position to Ginger, who's been a naughty boy. So there we go, Blackstar trying to close in on Tidders. Tidders at the moment has taken the fastest lap away from Fazzy. These two are toing and throwing out there in the lead as Tidders tries to stay ahead of the Fazzy, who is pushing very, very hard and nearly losing the car there. That will be helpful for Blackstar, who's trying to close in on the two leaders at the moment. The Saint in fourth. Sees that he's got the Carlsberg and Ginger coming his way. Bubblegum goes for a trying to get that sixth place back. But Ginger, wily little racer is Ginger, and keeps him at bay. Bubblegum, though, he's just got to wait until that penalty's paid, which is any time soon. That might be it, was it not? looked like he decelerated and he slipped in straight. Oh, he's going for a retake of Bubblegum straight away into the corner, but I think he just caught himself out with his brake in and just tried to avoid Bubblegum there. I think he just found Bubblegum in the braking zone and wasn't expecting it and just had to avoid him. But Bubblegum now up to 6th, Carlsberg 5th. The Saint is in 4th place. The Saint, solid job, but he knows the Berg has got a bit of pace behind him, and the Saint could be kind of nervous from Carlsberg. My word, it looks like the sun has come through a little bit in the big grey clouds. It looks pretty out there. Tidders leads, fastest lap again, last time around. And he's starting to space it out a bit now from Fazzy. Fazzy unable to stay on the rear derriere of the Tidders. Black Star not quite getting in the 49, so he's not closing in on the 2 leaders. The Saint is in the 49s and closing in on Black Star, still looking for the podium. Carlsberg as well in 5th, staying with the Saint. Bit of a gap now from Bubblegum in 6th, being chased by Ginger, who is a very naughty Rexy. And Frank there in 8th, as we saw Waitsy earlier in the race have his moment. What a shame though. He was doing so well. He was holding ground and racing on pure pace. He was our very own Carlos Sainz. But Waitsy getting a wheel on the sandy stuff, and that does have a habit of spinning us around. Tidders leads with the fastest lap, and it's the best way to lead. Means you are the fastest out there. Fazzy staying in touch though, waiting for a mistake, waiting for a moment, a penalty. Anything could happen from now and for another 12 minutes of this remaining of this race. So Fazzy staying with the program. Black Star being frustrated with those lap times. Not quite. Oh, there he goes. And he takes it fastest of all. So Fazzy, Black Star, sorry, laying down his intentions, sending a message to the rest of the field. Unless they're in VR, they all know he has just done the fastest lap of the race so far and is closing in on the leaders. Saint there, feeling Carlsberg is getting close. A little too close for comfort for the Saints, who's looking just, I think he is the championship leader, is he not? I know I read the championship out, but I believe he is. Only by 2 points though. And who knows, after these races, they're quite open races, ladies and gents. It's been quite fun to follow, it has to be said. I'm keeping an eye on the race, don't you worry. I'm just whooshing up the chat. Should have taken a photo. Should have taken. I'm in the middle of trying to delete as many photos of the 1,500 photos in my phone so I can make some space, because I tried to download an app that said my phone was too old and I can't update the software unless I make some space. So I'm in the middle of deleting lots of things off my phone. So I'm trying not to take screenshots. You wouldn't believe how many tables and liveries I've got and rules of races that I've just taken screenshots of on my phone. We'll get there. So the Saint at the moment under a lot of pressure from the Berg. Carlsberg is looking to get that 4th place, to relieve the Saint from 4th place. Just gone faster than he has gone before in this race. I'm getting there, I'm sure I'm getting there. It's dead. So Blackstar, oh, Fazzy has, oh no! Tidders has been an extremely naughty boy. He's got a 1 second penalty And I bet it's just for a mistake. These penalty systems, they really can be quite harsh sometimes. And Fazzy has closed right up onto the lead, which they've got to do because Black Star is flying at the moment. So Fazzy all up and in Tidder's business at the moment, as Tidders has to pay a hefty penalty now. And that puts Fazzy into the lead then. Solid drive from the Fazmeister. Faztastic, some would say. And Tidders won't feel that. He will not like that. Faztastic. He says, stick it up your bum. Black Star then in the podium. Fastest man on the track. And he's coming in like an absolute wrecking ball to mess things up the lead there. He wants this championship, even though he's starting with 2 rounds missing. Fazzy leads from Tidders, with Black Star in third, closing in rapidly. Carlsberg has got himself ahead of the Saint. I apologise, I missed it. And Carlsberg then up and into fourth, with the Saint in fifth. Ginger is sixth, ahead of Bubblegum, with Frank in eighth, ahead of Armboy Waitsy. Oh my God, what's happened there? So yeah, the Saint is leading the championship on 118. Carlsberg's the one in second on 116. Ginger is third on 112, with Black Star fourth on 81. So yeah, Fazzy and Tidders. Black Star gaining more points. Carlsberg gaining points on the Saint, which he did in the first race as well. So Carlsberg could well be the championship leader after this round if all stays the same. It is exciting stuff. And the Saint then wants to get back ahead of Carlsberg. That's his biggest rival in the championship. Ginger has figured great in this race, but he's just not got the points out of it, has he? Hasn't got the positions. Although he did gain on the Saint in that first race, because the Saint dropped right down to 7th behind those two. So that keeps that championship very interesting. Bubblegum in 7th, with Frank in 8th, and Waitsy is in 9th, keeping a lovely consistent pace there. But with that big wolf, and he's lost track of the cars. Fazzy is leading the way with Tidders, and with another penalty from Tidders there. Tidders playing risk with the edge of the track, and another penalty then. And this could put Black Star really into the middle of things. This could mix things up a little bit. Ahead with Tidders and Fazzy both carrying penalties now, and Black Star could go for the double win, a double win here at Spain. Carlsberg in 4th, trying to get away from the Saint, like the championship is in jeopardy, like he could take the lead of the championship. And the Saint there in 5th, scrambling. Ginger closing in as well in 6th. Great stuff. Bubblegum in 7th. He's lost a little bit of sight of the guys ahead, but he's doing, oh no, because Frank's now in the 50s, closing in on Bubblegum. Bubblegum is going to have to be wary. He's got Frank coming in at quite a pace. That red stripe has really done wonders for the pace of the car there for Frank. Waitsy in 9th. What an absolute misery, leading this race on pace at the beginning. One small wheel off the road and it's just been curtains for him. The Marmite absolutely leading the way. Ooh, it looks struggle there. They've all paid their penalties, stayed ahead of the Star, but Black Star now, he's been a naughty boy and has picked up a bit of a penalty also. So Fazzy feeling the pressure. Tidders is coming in. We're at 20 minutes, only 5 more minutes left of racing, ladies and gentlemen, and it has been an absolute cracker. They've been swapping positions all over the place. I love it. On board with Tidders as he chases down the lead. Fazzy there. Fazzy getting the lead from Tidders, getting that penalty. We didn't see why. since then. They've both picked up penalties, giving Black Star half a sniff and a whiff of getting back into the fight. They've got to maintain great pace now for the next couple of laps, or Black Star will punish them. Fazzy under threat now, going slightly defensive, coming out the corner. He compromised his line in, giving Tidders an opportunity to get up the inside of him. But no, nothing doing there. Fazzy knows his lines and knows how to keep a car behind as Tidders climbs all over the boot of that Porsche, trying to find a way through. Fazzy though, smooth operator in that car. Operator, collect me. And Fazzy then. Black Star has arrived, but he has that penalty, and he'll have to back off half a second as Tidders finds a way past the Fazzy, but it could all be for naught. As Fazzy braked a little late. Tidders went in there, went wide. I'm surprised he didn't pick a penalty for that. He has picked up a penalty for that, and Black Star, unbelievably, is just sitting there ready to collect, you must say. Fazzy, wow, he really had to late break it into that, and Tidders come flying in, and another penalty for Tidders, and Tidders is in a penalty conundrum right now. He's in the swamp of penalties as Fazzy should retake the lead, and Black Star might even get ahead after Tidders pays that penalty. But Black Star really is there on the scene, reporting from the podium and ready to take the lead. Oh my word, Fazzy is in trouble here from Black Star. And Carlsberg in a lonely fourth place. He's pulled away from the Saint, and the Saint trying to keep Ginger. That is a little championship battle we're seeing there with Carlsberg, the Saint and Ginger all together. Bubblegum in seventh. He was being caught by Frank and still is. But we are only 2 more minutes away from the checkered flag, so Bubblegum may be able to stay ahead of the Frank at the moment. Waitsy making his way round in ninth. Tidders in the lead still, but with a 1 second penalty. Fazzy with his hands full of Black Star as Tidders comes up to the, where is it? Is it around here? Still, I've seen him pay the penalty half a dozen times and still can't. There it is. There it is. Fazzy does take the lead, but he's picked up a penalty himself as Black Star also makes his way up and finds a little touchy moment with Tidders. Small contact there, but nothing serious. We're okay. Black Star back up ahead in second place. Tidders, it's a really bad place for a penalty. Oh, Tidders just pushing the car too far, too fast, and Tidders then again a great big squirrel on and losing time and space to Black Star as Fazzy has to pay a 1 second penalty there. So where did he get that? Did he just pick that up because Tidders had the 1 second penalty and now Fazzy's got a 1 second penalty? It's penalty city here. I thought it was the Red Bull Ring that was bad for penalties, but yeah, these guys, if you know, finding penalties everywhere here at Barcelona. Black Star. It is unfortunate though, because sometimes it's not all about corner cutting. It's when you go wide and have small offs and you still get penalties for it. That is a bit of an issue. They should well, they're never going to address. We're in Spec 3 now, but this is still Spec 2. This is from 2 weeks ago. I'm that far behind. So Fazzy trying to keep the lead, but it's futile in it at this point. He's just the checkered flag has come out, but yeah, when Fazzy pays his penalty, Black Star is easily going to retake the lead, and that's a huge haul of points. Black Star may have put himself in this championship battle. He was some 40 points behind them, something like that. He's on 81, no, 30 points. So Black Star takes the lead as Fazzy pays the penalty. And Tidders picks up another penalty. Carlsberg, can he get into the podium position with the way they're picking up penalties here in the top 3? Could Carlsberg still rise further? The Saint stuck there in 5th between Carlsberg and Ginger. Isn't going anywhere. They're all matching each other for pace, although the Saint a little bit faster than Carlsberg in this phase of the race, but I believe it's all over, and Blackstar takes the win. Fazzy in 2nd, Tidders in 3rd. Carlsberg 4th, Saint in 5th, with Ginger in 6th. Bubblegum did get caught by the Frank, but the Frank's off the road and he's pointing the wrong way, and that's Bubblegum in 7th, with Frank then coming home in 8th place. And Waitsy, poor Waitsy, he was there, he was leading. Solid drive at the beginning, and Waitsy then bringing it home for 9th spots. But I think since this race, I think they've had a chat in the academy saying, look, it was set up for the pro sim racers to give us tips, and I think now that is starting to happen. So Waitsy coming home in 9th, so hopefully we'll see some of those guys struggling. They'll get some help from the higher level drivers. So Blackstar takes another win, double win here at Barcelona, and that's going to put him very much up there with your Saints, Carlsbergs and Gingers in the championship table. That'd be interesting to see. Fazzy comes home in 2nd and Tidders in 3rd, and unfortunately for Fazzy and Tidders, it was a story of penalty after penalty. They really didn't, the stewards really had some issues with their track limits. Carlsberg in 4th, finishing ahead of the Saint and Ginger, which is really all he needs, but now Blackstar is a factor too, and Carlsberg may have to raise that game a little higher to take the fight to Blackstar, or Blackstar will catch him in the championship battle. Carlsberg in 4th, Saint in 5th. He may have lost that championship lead now. We'll have to wait and see until the next episode of the Croc Cup. With Ginger in 6th, the Wexy not hitting hard today. Bubblegum in 7th, with Frank in 8th, and Waitsy in 9th. That, ladies and gentlemen, is another thrilling round from the juniors and newbies, and they are absolutely cracking it. They are doing great work. And I am a couple of weeks behind. I think they've done their next round, which I can't remember what it is. It might be Spa or something. So, yeah, I will try and get on that and get ourselves up to date with those guys. So, yeah, thank you to Ultimate Racing League for showcasing this beautiful racing and organising all of the bits and the bobs. Thank you to our racers out there, our pilots that turn up week in, week out to slog it out and give us some great entertainment. And a huge thank you to you guys out there watching who come across this video and take the time to watch these guys race. We appreciate you all. Ooh, big stretch as we get ourselves ready for F1 qualifying, I guess. Good luck to all those taking part. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.